It's awfully quiet, isn't it? It usually is to start things off. Hold on. Something is missing. Something is missing. I know something's missing, but I'll get to it in a moment. What is up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. If you're here, I doubt you are, but that's okay. Hold on. Something ain't right. I swear something's not right. I see comments, or at least I think that's comments, but I can't exactly read them that much. It's really blurry. What do I do? Wait, hold on. I think I know what's missing. Something new. Much better. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I wear glasses now. And that's because, lately, over the last few months, I've been dealing with some bits of sight problems. I haven't been able to, read comments or read a lot of other things in the distance. And as time went on, it started getting worse. So I finally got in contact with my optometrist, took care of some appointments, realized I distance. Now, when I have them removed, I can see a little bit, but not that much. Enough that I can actually see a few things. But before I do anything else, there's something that I must do. I kind of forgot to do something. You know how I have my router set up and everything? Well, unfortunately, I forgot to plug that in. So if there's any issues with the connection, just let me know and I will go ahead and plug it in. So right now everything looks fine, but we'll get to it in the meantime. In the meantime, however, folks, I want to let you guys know that we have a new member who's joining. But before I get to that, let's go to the member shoutouts again. Now, remember, if you are a member, your name will appear here. So go ahead and click that join button. Click the join button and become a member, and you'll be on future streams. And also, you will be featured at the end of all of my Sins videos, like most recently, the ones about the Royal Rumble 2023, and my latest one on the Women's Tag Team Championship. Yep, that was a thing. All right, folks. This is a live Q&A video because this idiot now wears glasses. So, go ahead and start asking your questions now, and I will answer them because I have some time to kill. We can hang out for a while. Let's see. Oh, hold on a second. Remember Wicked Z Productions? You see your name? That's because, ladies and gentlemen, this guy, Wicked Z Productions, is my latest member. He joined the Emperor's Throne Room. So I want to say, man, thank you very much for joining. Thanks for becoming a member. And those who here are also members, you will get prioritized responses from me. That's awesome. But let's take a look right here. Time to get started with this one. Javen, the ex-champion, says, what made you start YouTube? Well, what made me start YouTube was, well, my love for creating stuff. Oh, however, this is a story I've told before, but by circumstance, this channel was originally not going to be mine. This YouTube channel was originally for my former metal band that I was in. And we were going to use this channel to upload our content, upload our songs, potential new stuff. And when that did not work out, my friends, they were like, hey, man. I was like, hey, man, you know what? We're probably not going to do this, but you can keep the channel if you like. And to which I said, okay, good. I'll keep the channel, but I don't think I'll ever do anything with this because I'm not really that good. And I may have some cool ideas here and there, but I highly doubt anybody would watch my shit. And now here we are many years later. Now nobody watches my shit. Myself. Logan Hinton with the $1 donation. Thank you very much, bro. I know this guy. He's a good friend of mine. Very good friend of mine. Thank you very much, man. You are awesome. Understand that, man. Thank you very much for the donation. Here, let's take a look. Jordan Love, good to see you again, man. saying, who do you think will be the best NXT call up to the main roster? My bet is either Carmelo Hayes or Braun Breaker. Next best call up. Perhaps I would probably say Braun Breaker more than Carmelo Hayes because when I took a look at the two of them were absolute best in NXT ever since 2.0. But I'd say Braun Breaker is the top guy to be like, let's say what many others were. However, Carmelo Hayes, I would not exactly say no to him either because he's been one of the longest reigning North American champions ever. Braun Breaker, one of the longest reigning NXT champions ever. I heard they're going to probably face off at NXT Stand and Deliver, so I'm excited for that. However, I would probably say that maybe we will have Braun Breaker. Big guy was probably get a domination run for the Intercontinental US title run and then eventually become WWE champion. I could see that. Carmelo Hayes, maybe similar, but probably not the same. You know what I mean? Let's take a look here. What villain would I like to see in MCU Spider-Man 4? I'd like to see Scorpion or Kingpin. And Kingpin, sorry. Let's see. Kingpin we saw in the Hawkeye series. If you haven't already, folks, go ahead and watch Hawkeye on Disney Plus. And also, if you haven't seen the Daredevil series, that's also on Disney Plus now. So, you like rumored, at the end of Homecoming, but I don't know. We could really see others as well. But it's a really tough one to think. I was originally going to think that we get Ned Leeds as the Hobgoblin since he no longer remembers, who Peter Parker is. But then I thought to myself, maybe for Spider-Man 4, we should have no Ned and no MJ because it's really time for Peter Parker to move on with his own stuff for a while. And speaking of, yes, folks, I kind of look like Peter Parker. I'm secretly Spider-Man. My secret has been revealed. What are my thoughts on the Bloodline falling apart with Jey Uso leaving? Honestly, this just made the whole Bloodline story even better because there's so many components involved in this. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso. My God, there's so much stuff going on with the Bloodline that it's not even one story anymore. It's multiple stories. There's the problem with this. There's the problem with that. And I want to tell you guys right now, whatever's going to go down with the Bloodline, I have a good feeling it's going to be awesome. Marcus Mitchell is now a YouTube member. Welcome, Mark, to the YouTube membership. I will take a look at your status later, and I will add you in to the list for the next stream, which is probably going to be tomorrow, talking about SmackDown. Which, by the way, I'm going to tell you guys right now that this is going to be, when it comes to my review of SmackDown, my live stream, it might take a while because right after SmackDown, I'm going to watch the next episode of The Last of Us because I'm watching The Last of Us series on Crave up here in Canada because, that's how we get a little bit of that. I'm lagging a little bit. Okay, I understand. Don't worry. If this gets worse, I'm going to go ahead and plug in the cord, which means I might disappear for just a couple of seconds, but it's all right. In the meantime, folks, yeah, Marcus Mitchell, I want to say one more time, man, congrats on joining in. Congratulations on joining in, man, and I am so proud. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing more comments saying my stuff is kind of messing up. All right, no problem. Jordan Love's good to see you again. I'm gonna make sure I'm getting other people's questions too, so I'm not just going to the same people. Have you played the new Hogwarts Legacy? No, not yet, because I don't have a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X. I just have a PlayStation 4, so I gotta wait till April to play that game. I'm excited though. Excited for it. All right, let's what do we got here? What do I think of the idea of an intergender Royal Rumble? An intergender Royal Rumble? I'll be perfectly honest. I did not think that could be a thing. It could be a thing. But knowing WWE and the protective of that, no, I don't see it happening. But do I like the idea? I mean, I'm open with the idea of equality here, of men and women treating each other as equals, which of course would mean they can kick each other's asses with no consequences. But at the same time, maybe it's just best if that doesn't happen. All right. What happened with me versus Kamikaze at WrestleMania? Well, a couple things happened in that. The big one was, actually, there were two big things. The first one being social anxiety. I got jumped once, and my social anxiety of being jumped traumatized me for a little bit, and I just didn't feel like I wanted to do that to Doug. I was originally going to fight Kamikaze at WrestleMania 35 in 2019 in the parking lot. We had everything set up, but then when I got jumped for that, not for that, sorry, I got jumped a few weeks prior. I got traumatized in a bit, and I just thought to myself, if I was going to be in some sort of a fight with Kamikaze, even if it's a scripted one that we already have set up and everything and choreographed, it would probably still scare the crap out of me and cause the trauma to come back. So we just cut that off. And to add into that, Optimistic Hall of Famer 2019, one of my biggest fans, Cody Brainerd, died of brain cancer, and he always, used my mantra of think optimistically, even as he was dying and nearing the end of his life. So when that was happening, I just said to myself, I could not keep playing the heel anymore. I just could not keep playing the bad guy, because these people, they just look up to me, and even in their final moments in life, that meant the world to me. It really did. So that's why we called it off. We ended up meeting up at WrestleMania, Common and I, and hopefully I get to meet up with him again. But never say never. I might consider trying again if he's up for it. If he's up to fighting me again, then we'll set something up. We'll think about it. Okay. Let's take a look here. Another intergender question. Would I like the idea of a WWE World Intergender Championship? No, not really. We've kind of seen a little bit of some intergender titles, like the 24/7 title is an intergender title. I guess that counts. But as one you could compete for in the ring and actual matches instead of funny backstage segments, I don't think that's a good idea. Then again, I'm not opposed to the idea of women winning titles. Like maybe one day we hear, hey, Charlotte Flair is WWE champion or something like that. Hey, if the hell was her name? Someone who once was in Tessa Blanchard was a former Impact World Champion. That was not an intergender title. She just won it. Then look at China. She's a former Intercontinental Champion, the first and only woman to have won the Intercontinental title. And that wasn't an intergender title. She just did it because she wanted to. But if there's anybody who I think could be competing against the men, it's Rhea Ripley. Honestly, yeah, I'd see that one. Would I ever do a collaboration with fellow YouTuber Brandon Does Everything? I actually have before. I have collaborated with Brandon Does Everything in the past. He was in the second Sinfinity War, the Everything Wrong with SummerSlam 2019 video. And it was a lot of fun. I contacted him. I said, hey, man, I'm getting all these YouTubers in for this collaboration video. Would you like to join it? And he was like, yeah, dude, I'm cool with that. So I sent him the scripts of things he had to recite, and he sent it to me. His voice sounded awesome. And now look, and honestly, he's risen to new heights ever since that collaboration. Like I remember he had quite a number of big subscribers, but looking at him now, he's close to 1 million. Brandon Does Everything is close to 1 million. Would I collaborate with him again? Absolutely. I may send him a DM one day saying, hey man, I was thinking maybe we could do a collaboration video. And if he's interested, then it'll happen. But if he's not, that's okay. But Brandon Does Everything is awesome. But that's why I gave him that shout out in the Royal Rumble 2023 since, because he's awesome. And by the way, man, Brandon Does Everything. I know you're not watching this, but if you are awesome. And you did a good job. And you've been doing a good job. I've been entertained with your Reddit videos as well. Okay. Let's see. How am I feeling now? I'm feeling good. I'm still struggling with a lot of stress because I'm trying my best to keep myself at a good pace. Is when I let myself go too far into my dark thoughts, that's when I start not focusing. That's what I'm not going to do. And then I have to end up taking a couple of breaks. And I don't want to take breaks because that means I'm staying away from you guys. But other than that, I'm doing good. Like, everything's going to be all right. How much do the glasses cost? Nothing. I know you guys are probably like, let me guess, free healthcare Canada? No, that's not how it works. There's a lot of components that led into the fact that I didn't have to pay for the glasses itself. I did have to pay for the appointment that I did. But no, I did not have to. I didn't have to pay for these glasses once I realized I was covered thanks to disability and a couple other things. So I'm lucky, very lucky. Thoughts on the breakup of Toxic Attraction? It looks so similar to the Rockers breakup. I was just waiting for somebody to say, "Oh, I knew she was going to do that," like Bobby Heenan did. Man, who's to say that Gigi Dolan and JC Jane are not? One or the other is going to be the Shawn Michaels, the other is Marty Jannetty, or maybe not. Am I going to send the sequel trilogy? You're referring to Star Wars. Well, I send the first two trilogies in my early days on YouTube, but no, sorry, I'm not going to send the sequel trilogy. It's okay though. Am I in/know about any wrestling Discord server I could join? Well, no, I'm not on a Discord server for my stuff on YouTube or any other wrestling Discord server. The Discord servers I'm in are something else entirely, and they're more of me with my friends at the moment. But we'll see what goes on in the future, and I will definitely let you guys know. You will be the first to know. Trust me. Okay. What WWE pay-per-view do I think is the worst, and what's the best from 2022? The worst and the best in 2022. The worst, and we're talking WWE. Okay, so the worst, I'd say the Elimination Chamber, 2022 in Saudi Arabia. That was severely rushed. As for the best from 2022, that's a tough one because I liked Survivor Series War Games. I liked Clash of the Castle, and I also enjoyed Crown Jewel. Honestly, if I had to pick, I'll just say Clash of the Castle was my favorite WWE pay-per-view of 2022. Oh, Katana, like, are we talking the sword here? Katana's fans? Been watching me since about 2017, 2018. I'm glad my content has lifted up your mood at times. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I can actually do that for you because that's what I'm mostly all about. Thank you again for the donation. I hope everything is going well for you, your family, and everyone else you're involved with. And thank you again. And I'm gonna do what I can to make sure that my content is gonna continue to entertain you, whether it's a good time, a rough time, or any time. That's what I'm about. Okay. As in Mortal Kombat. Nice. Oh boy. Look at this question. If I were the CEO of WWE for 1 month, what would I change? I would positioning as CEO literally instantly because I would have no idea how the hell I got here. I would just say to myself, "Oh my, wait, am I the CEO of this place? I literally run this place? Well, what am I supposed to do? And why are you guys easily hiring me when I have no experience? You know what? Because you're hiring a guy who has no experience, you're all fired. I'm shutting down this company." That just got dark, didn't it? Thank you for the kind wishes. Person turquoise waving. I'm assuming that was supposed to be an emoji, but you just did not probably do it properly, or it's just not registering on my end. Regardless, it's okay, man. Man, woman, whichever one you are. Sorry. They, them. I'm a guy who supports all. Which member of Street Profits will turn heel? What? Who says they have to turn heel? I mean, I get that, Montez Ford is in the Elimination Chamber match while Angelo Dawkins is not, but that doesn't mean that they have to turn heel. I'd probably say that maybe screw it. I think it'd be Angelo Dawkins who would turn heel. Because from what people have been saying, they'd like to see Montez Ford as a babyface and see Angelo Dawkins as the heel. I would have probably assumed because Montez is more athletic and more entertaining, they want to see him as a babyface rather than a heel. And you know what? If that happens, I'd probably say that's what's going to be the case here. Okay. I forgot if I said this before, but who I think should dethrone Gunther for the IC title. I do recall answering a question like that, but I don't know if it was from you. So I'd probably say Sheamus. I'll say Sheamus, just like I said before. WrestleMania 39 should be good. The fact that Brock Lesnar is going to take on Bobby Lashley in the Elimination Chamber, we could very well see something else entirely. Like maybe Brock Lesnar versus Gunther, not for the IC title, but if that happens, then I'd probably say that maybe that could happen earlier then. But at the same time, I don't want to see Gunther lose the title prior to WrestleMania. All right, folks. I'm gonna quickly plug in something. Just give me about a few seconds. If anyone knows what's going on, I'm just connecting in my router really quickly to the computer. I'll be right back. Enjoy yourself. Okay. All right. It's plugged in. If the lag and stuff continues, then I don't know what to tell you. You know, honestly, because I did that, I thought to myself, maybe I should have a please stand by video or something for this. Okay. Thoughts of AEW not using Mark Briscoe more often. Okay, I'm just gonna address this right now. First off, rest in peace to Jay Briscoe. It's unfortunate that death in a car accident can just happen out of nowhere. And it's very sad when that stuff happens. However, I want to put in something in order here. I don't think if AEW is to use Mark Briscoe, it should be for the sole reason of using him for his talent and not as a what word am I looking for? Like a consolation or something? Condolence? There it is, condolence for his brother dying. Like, I don't think it'd be a good idea for AEW to say, sorry, your brother died. Here's the world title for you. I'd rather say that Mark Briscoe, while he's recovering, should still probably take some time away to be with his family during this rough time when he lost his brother. But if AEW is to use Mark Briscoe more often, it should be more about him and less about Jay. That's just the way. And also, yeah, I'm praying for Jay, the family of Jay Briscoe, including his daughters, his wife, all of it. I hope everything is okay with them. That's the one thing about us, folks. We may not know them personally, but it hurts us nonetheless to see them have any family having to go through this. But yeah, I'd like to see AEW use Mark Briscoe more often, but not instantly and not in the wake of Jay Briscoe's death. So that's why I'm saying if Mark Briscoe is to be used more often, it should be because of his talent and not because he lost his brother. What's a dream match I want to see? Roman Reigns and The Rock, which is not going to happen at WrestleMania this year, I think. So I would probably think to myself that Roman Reigns and The Rock, and if not them, honestly, now that I think about it, what dream match would I want to see? One that I can see now, because I'm thinking to myself, I can't. If there's dream matches that I want to see of all time, well, The Undertaker and Sting is up there. But aside from that, there's not much else. Tell me what you guys want to see. Not a question, but thank you for uploading everything wrong with Royal Rumble every year. Yep. But that's going to be coming to an end soon because there's only 6 Royal Rumble events left for me to sin. I had a big plan to do all of them, but then some stuff went down and so much stress went in. And there's a couple of Royal Rumble events that were supposed to happen 1993 and 1994. The scripts are written and my voice was recorded for that. But because everything that went down, I had to postpone it and take some time to myself. So it could still happen, just maybe not this year. But again, you're welcome. If Cody or Sammy aren't the ones to beat Reigns for the titles, who should dethrone Roman then? Well, title, not titles, because Roman Reigns should indeed split the so-called unified title. Let's be honest, folks, it's not unified. That's a lie. If it was truly unified, it'd be one championship, not two titles active at the same time. But if Cody Rhodes or Sami Zayn are not the ones to do it, well, at that moment, I will probably ask myself, where do we go from here? Because I was hoping, even in 2022, that Drew McIntyre would defeat Roman Reigns at Clash of the Castle. That did not end up happening. To which I was like, okay, so if he's facing The Rock, then he's not gonna lose. Oh no, he's facing Cody Rhodes. Oh, now Sami Zayn's involved in the mix. At that moment, I'm just saying to myself, if this is not going to be happening, then where are we going from here? But I have a theory that the big long reign could be dethroned by maybe Braun Breaker, which is something that I could see at WrestleMania 40. Predictions of SmackDown from more so with Jey Uso. First off, Jordan, thank you for the $2 donation. And I'd say Jey Uso is probably not going to show up on SmackDown. And as a result, Jimmy Uso will defend the SmackDown Tag Team titles with Solo Sikoa, and they will activate the Freebird rule. Because if Sami Zayn, helped Jey Uso retain the Raw Tag Team titles, I'm thinking we're going to have Jimmy Uso here help Solo Sikoa help Jimmy Uso retain the SmackDown Tag Team titles. So I think that's what we got going on. I believe Jey Uso will probably not show up, but if he does, that'd be great. But either way, I don't see Braun Strowman and Ricochet walking out as the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Should the World Heavyweight Championship make a comeback to Monday Night Raw? Let's be honest. We've been asking this question for years. Will the big gold belt ever return to WWE? And the answer, I think, is going to remain the same, and that is no. But you're not asking, is it going to happen? You're asking me, should it happen? And that's the moment when I say, no, it should not. You're probably asking, wait, what? Why? So the reason for that is because I just think we've seen the big gold belt enough after all these years. Sure, I did not want the WWE and World Heavyweight titles to be unified in 2013, but it did. And the big gold belt has had a lot of historic moments over the years, but I'm just going to say that a lot of the wrestlers these days holding on to that title, I guarantee it's a good thing that the big gold belt went out the door when it did, because a lot of the wrestlers these days, if they held it, it wouldn't look as prestigious. And the wrestlers themselves wouldn't look as prestigious with that title. Roman Reigns, on the other hand, is one of the few examples that would make it a good example out of it. But I just don't see it. If AEW and WWE ran a Forbidden Door type pay-per-view, would I like to see Kenny Omega versus Roman Reigns? Yeah, I'd probably say that would be the biggest match that they could do. Because Kenny Omega, whether people want to admit it or not, Kenny Omega is the top wrestler in AEW. It ain't CM Punk, it ain't John Moxley, it ain't Chris Jericho, it's Kenny Omega. Roman Reigns is the top guy in WWE. So, yeah. Marcus again, saying if I can re-review any pay-per-view I recorded in the earlier sitting, what would it be? I'm actually going to. Folks, to those who don't know, in 2024, that marks 10 years of me being part of CinemaSins 2 expansion. 10 years. And I figured to myself, just like what CinemaSins did with some of his stuff, I'm going to do that with mine. 10 years of doing sins. In 2024, I am going to do remakes, or I'll call it my own version of the Snyder Cut, the Sinner's Cut, of events like Royal Rumble 2015, Royal Rumble 2016, WrestleMania 30, WrestleMania 27, Survivor Series 2015, Hell in a Cell 2015. Those are just examples. But, yeah, I have been thinking about re-reviewing, and that's where I'm at. Okay. Do I think it's possible for Sami Zayn to be added to the Mania main event of Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns outlet Daniel Bryan 2021? No. So your second question, how would I book it? Roman Reigns beats Sami Zayn at the Elimination Chamber because Jey Uso makes his decision. Jey Uso makes his decision and rejoins up with the Bloodline and realizes he made a big mistake. So, at that moment, Roman Reigns beats Sami Zayn, retains the Universal title. Roman Reigns goes on to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. And meanwhile, Sami Zayn teams up with Kevin Owens to take on the Usos for the tag team titles at WrestleMania, hopefully in the main event of night one. So there you go. When's my YouTube channel debut anniversary? My YouTube channel debut, my channel first was first created on September 10, 2012. So my 10-year anniversary was this past September. But the first time I uploaded a video was August 30th of 2013. And this year marks 10 years of that. So there's a number of anniversaries. 2012, the 10-year, 2022, the 10-year anniversary of my channel's debut. 2013 marks the 10 years that I've been uploading videos, and 2014 will mark 10 years of the Sins content. So I have quite a couple of anniversaries coming up, and I'm excited for it. One of my biggest what-ifs in wrestling. As a matter of fact, this reminds me. First off, Miss Shaka. I like that profile picture. Somebody once asked me to do what-if scenarios on my YouTube channel. Like, do this. What if this happened? What if that happened? I would do it, but there's a couple of YouTube channels that already did it. That already do that kind of content. First one, notably, that comes to mind is someone I collaborated with a few times, and that is Plana Productions. The other one, Mr. I gotta look at that again, but he does what if scenarios via 2K video games, and it's really creative. So I'll first answer that I don't think I'm gonna be doing that type of content anytime soon, but if I do, I might consider it. But I don't want to just do everything that everyone else is doing, even though that's what I do. But one of my biggest what ifs in wrestling, I actually posted one on my Twitter, which, by the way, folks, is in the description. Go ahead and follow my Twitter at Miracle Man. Follow me on Instagram at WWE Sins Guy, and follow me on Facebook, Christian Miracle Official. My biggest what if would be, what if COVID never existed? What if COVID never existed and WrestleMania 36 went down? And I already knew at that point WrestleMania 36 will be one night, not two. The Undertaker, AJ Styles would not have their Boneyard match. They just have a singles match. Same thing for John Cena, Bray Wyatt. They wouldn't have their Funhouse match. They would just have a singles match. Roman Reigns would be the one to win the Universal title from Goldberg and not Braun Strowman. And Drew McIntyre would have won his title in front of screaming fans. Do I still wrestle? Can we see Christian Miracle in WWE? Never say never. I don't wrestle right now, but right now. Dale Strunk, thanks for the $2 donation, and nice. Is that Freddy Krueger claws on your profile picture? That looks cool. But would I ever want to see a Rated RKO reunion? After what happened the last time Edge and Randy Orton tried to do a reunion, it didn't work out well back in 2020. But I'd like to see it. Maybe just one more time. I heard Edge is retiring this year in Toronto. And if he does, I'd want him to have at least one more tag team match with Randy Orton. They don't have to go for tag team titles. Just have one tag team match. It'd be great. So I'd like to see one Rated RKO reunion. Yes, I would. I would have booked John Cena New Japan Pro Wrestling? Wow. I don't know why I'd have John Cena New Japan anyway, but I don't know. I'd have him. I'd say the top match would be John Cena versus Kazuchika Okada, if I'm being perfectly honest. Not him, Tetsuya Naito, Jay White, if he's still around in New Japan. Oh, this is a good one. What are my thoughts on MJF's championship reign? Well, I saw his promo from last night on AEW Dynamite, and it was okay, but MJF is a fantastic heel, but there's a problem going around here, and that problem is he hasn't been defending it that much. One time since he won the title about 3 months ago. He's literally a part-timer and a full-timer at the same time. So he managed to combine those two together. You can only say so much, but I want to see the champion compete, wrestle. I want to see him wrestle more, not put Bryan Danielson and all these constant challenges saying, hey, face this guy this week, this guy next week, this guy that 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 week. Because he did that too many times with his feuds with Cody Rhodes, Wardlow, Chris Jericho, and probably many others. And CM Punk, that's a big example as well. And now he's doing it with Bryan Danielson. It's only going to be a matter of time before for literally every challenger he's going to have heading into a pay-per-view, he's going to say, you're going to face this guy, 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 this guy. And it's just repetitive over and over. And the worst part about all this is everyone who's involved in these feuds are saying, okay, I'll do it. They're not saying, dude, you do this all the time. You're just too scared to face me yourself. And if I win a match or something, I could totally just win a match right now and become number one contender to your title. What are you going to do about that? Then I don't have to listen to you saying like, hey, man, you got to face all these guys in order to fight me. I'm like, bitch, please. I got my title opportunity, which I won. So I'm going to see you at this pay-per-view, whether you like it or not. In the meantime, I have no problem kicking your ass right now. So I'm not going to go through your little challenges. I'm not going to get sexually assaulted by your little whip like you did to Cody Rhodes that one time. I ain't going to do that shit because you do this all the time with people. MJF, you're so predictable. So that's why I'm just asking myself, when is it going to happen when somebody finally says, MJF, you do this shit all the time. Why are we even doing it? It's only going to be a matter of time before somebody does that. These MJF constant challenges, I agree. Ronnie D. Diesel Reaction says his AEW title reign can be really stale. I'm not saying his title reign is stale now. He should compete more and defend more. That's what a real champion does. Wow, did I just cut a promo? That was awful, though. What's my thoughts on the MCU right now? I love it. I love the MCU. I love the series that have been going on Disney Plus, and I love a few other things they got going on. So I think maybe if they could just, the multiverse saga could be improved. Yes, I'll admit that. Maybe slow things down a bit, but at the same time, if you're trying to get all this content now just in time for the Secret Wars movie that's coming out in 2026, which, by the way, you got 3 years, man. You got time. I just don't think they should shove too much into it. You know what I mean? But I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. It allows me to have something to do when I'm bored one day. I'm going to be like, did I finish watching the show? No, I did not. I'm just going to pop it down now. So it's giving me some stuff to do. I like to look at things at the positive. Blitz Fox, thanks for the $5 donation. You are awesome. I like the Fox logo. I'm assuming that's your Blitz Fox. It's awesome. It's amazing. And so are you. How would I book Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes? Well, first off, I like where they're going right now. I like the idea that, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, this is based off Dusty Rhodes, but not in the way it's done before. Because you got Paul Heyman, talking about the fact that Dusty Rhodes himself helped create what became the Tribal Chief. So maybe in a way, they could probably spin this on him. Cody Rhodes can say that he's fighting for his family. He's fighting for his father to win the championship his father never could. And then Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns show up to him and they tell Cody, your father created me. So how do you know you're not disrespecting your father by destroying me? And this is going to cause Cody Rhodes to be torn. It's either win the championship for your father, but also destroy what your father helped create. And that could be Cody Rhodes going in a downward spiral in his mind. And when that happens, he doesn't know what he's going to do. When that happens, Roman Reigns will believe he'll have the advantage until WrestleMania hits. Then Cody Rhodes will be like, my father may have created the Tribal Chief, but I'm always going to be his son. And I'm going to be champion. Boom! Storytelling right there, folks. Just in time for WrestleMania. That's what I do. Do you guys like it? Let me know if you like that idea. Whew. All right. Not a lot of comments coming in right now, so I'm going to scroll up here. Oh, here we go. Kevin Czar says, would I Love to go to WrestleMania if they came back to Toronto. Absolutely, I would. In 2002, that was the last time. 2002 was the last time that WrestleMania was in Toronto. But truthfully, I'd like to see it happen again. Although it would suck if WWE announced, "Hey, WrestleMania is coming back to Toronto right after I move out." That's that moment I'm going to be like, "Oh, come on, really?" But yeah, I would love to see WrestleMania back at the Rogers Center. And if not that, there's still one Big Four event that is not happening in Toronto, and that's the Royal Rumble. That should happen at Rogers Center. So, fingers crossed on that one. I see Wakanda Forever. Yep, opening night. On the first day it was released, I saw Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Love that movie. It was so awesome. Best movies I watched last year. No, we're on that conversation again. Well, Black Panther was one of them, and another one was Avatar: The Way of Water. I love that movie so much. I get that a lot of people are everybody's biggest complaints about the Avatar franchise is saying that, because we can't remember the names of the characters, that means that the movie sucks. That means that there's nothing to care for. And yet at the same time, people are still buying tickets to go see it. It made over $2 billion. And people are saying like Avatar was going to flop. It doesn't look like Avatar flopped to me. Just because you don't remember the names of characters doesn't mean that it's going to suck. And a lot of other people love the storylines. If you look at social media, here's the reality of social media. This comes to movies and not just that, but also wrestling. Social media, Twitter, all of that is the minority. The maximum, 10% of a fan base. 10%. Because not everybody on this life is on the internet. And hell, big example would be AEW. AEW, as a lot of people are saying, are mostly catered toward the IWC online. And that's probably why they don't get that much ratings. But I'm not a guy who's a ratings guy. So I just seen things. Haven't watched Top Gun Maverick. Yep. I love that one too. Mama Miracle. Absolutely loved it. Which, by the way, folks, she's doing great. Would love to see WrestleMania Nashville. These talks in 2027. I heard about that. I heard about WrestleMania 43, I think. 43 in Nashville. At that moment, I was like, does this mean they have locations for 41 and 42? And if so, what are they? Where are they? Okay. Okay, here we go. Do I think WWE will scrap the Women's Tag Team Championship? I don't think so. I don't think WWE is going to scrap the Women's Tag Team titles, even despite the fact that they are not doing anything of relevance to help with that situation. And that's because pride. Plus, they're afraid that people are just going to whine and complain that WWE is a sexist company because they just got rid of the women's tag team titles. Well, I'm just going to tell you guys right now, the women's tag team titles, they're irrelevant. They've been irrelevant. And even Triple H's booking this crap, it's still irrelevant. Look at my Sins video. Everything wrong with WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. It's available now. Go check out the video right after we're done with this live, or right now if you want to, and realize that is where we're at. Hey, Chris, good to see you, my bro. Another friend of mine. And he's asking me who I think is winning the Super Bowl. Super Bowl, folks, is this Sunday. And who am I going for? Well, none of my teams made it. But I'm going to go for Kansas City. Yep. I'm going to cheer for the Chiefs. Make whatever you will. I'm excited for Loki Season 2. Yes, I'm excited for Loki Season 2. How would I rate Loki Season 1? I give it an 8 out of 10. Yes. Just yes. How many title belts do I have? Oh, there we go. Not as much anymore. I still have the replica of the WWE Championship and the old NXT Championship, I do not have the Universal Championship anymore. I do not have the 24/7 Championship anymore, and I do not have the Intercontinental Championship anymore. The 24/7 title, I give it to a friend of mine. The Universal title, I gave it to my little cousin because he loved wrestling, but just could not afford money to. He could not afford money to get his own replica title. He always had the toy belt, so I was like, "Hey, man, here, I'll give you one of mine." So I did that for him. And the Intercontinental Championship, it's with my friend from the Losers Lounge, Connor Riley. I gave it to him after we were done with WrestleMania in Dallas. I give it to him as a present. Respectfully wondering why the glasses. It's because over the last couple of months, I've been having some sight problems. I'm no longer able to see farther than 10 feet away from me. Like, I cannot see like things clearly anymore. Here's an example. If I take this off right now, there should be this page that I know is written to me by a fan, not by my close friend, but I cannot read it because it's too far away. I can't see it anymore. But when I put on my glasses, now I can read it clearly. It says, "Think optimistically, Christian Miracle," for my good bro FGC. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now. I gotta wear glasses now, and I hope you guys respect me for that, and I hope you like it, because at the same time, I don't think I look that good. But you know what? It is what it is. I care about my health more than I care about my looks. What's my current schedule for Sins videos on my channel? Okay, so I'm currently working on an event that involved the Elimination Chamber. It's the last one that I have yet to do, so go ahead and figure that one out for yourself if you want. Go ahead, check which ones I have done, which ones I haven't. But after that, I also want to do a couple of No Way Out videos because I've done all the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view events, but I've rarely touched the No Way Out franchise, so I want to get a couple of those done. After that, of course, I also got to work on NXT Veterans Day and Elimination Chamber once that event is done. And then, of course, before I head off to Dallas, I want to get working on the WrestleMania Sins. I want to do at least 3. I want to do at least 3. So that's where I'm at right now. Blitz Fox again, thank you for another $2 donation. Don't go too far, otherwise you're going to end up like my friend Jesse, and he ended up giving me like almost $50. Excuse me. But you're asking, what happens if WrestleMania takes place in Japan? Well, that would mean WrestleMania for everybody over here in North America would be in the early hours of the morning. So, but as far as, a spectating thing, maybe it's okay, but at the same time, no. Because Japan has these rules regarding, whether you're allowed to cheer or boo or you have to be silent. And for WrestleMania, you need the loudest reactions for every moment. So that's why I'm saying maybe it wouldn't be the best idea to have WrestleMania in Japan. As cool and historic as it would be, probably not the best idea. How come I don't number my Sins videos? Yeah, for years, my Sins videos were put in episode numbers. Episode this, episode that. And every 100 episodes, I decided to put a special edition. But also, I had this idea that my Sins were going to end at the 500th episode, and then the story would continue, that I would do it to 1,000. But now I'm at a place in my life where I'm asking myself, will I be still doing this if I reach 1,000 episodes? And even if I do make it, I don't think I will have a full decision on whether or not I would continue or end it afterwards, because when there's numbers involved, that means there's an end game involved. And that's when I say to myself, maybe not. Maybe not. Because by taking out the episodes, this allows me to not only keep on doing with these videos, but also it allows me to give myself permission to either stop doing the videos or just keep on going without asking myself to make a decision before it happens. So that part is gone. That's why I removed the numbers from the Sins videos. I know you guys liked it because it was cool to see how many videos I did. But at the same time, I just didn't think it was a good thing for the long run. So that's why the Sins videos are no longer numbered. And to anyone who enjoyed it, I am truly sorry. It's just something that helped me out. And by the way, for one more thing, Game Shock, I see your comments about, like, example, this. You're saying, like, you want WrestleMania literally on the streets, barricaded, surrounded by fans, ring entrance, power on the actual streets. First off, that would be cool. But at the same time, stop reposting your comments all over here. I see it 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. Yeah, do not do that. Otherwise, I'm going to think you're spamming. Just because I don't, here's the thing, just because I don't instantly answer it doesn't mean I'm ignoring you. So everybody else is watching this. If you're going to post a comment or question, something like that, and I don't read it, do not repeat it, because I will see that. I have seen all these questions, and if I see you repeating it, that I just keep thinking to myself, okay, you just want attention now. So if I reach you, then I reach you. But if I don't do that, please. Thank you very much. However, I will say, man, a WrestleMania literally on the streets, honestly, not that bad. Wow. It's actually something to consider. Do I think a Toy Story 5 makes sense? No, I do not. No, I don't. I don't see how they could possibly do this. I mean, at first, I didn't see how they could make Toy Story 4 when they did in 2019, but after watching, I was like, oh, okay. Okay, I understand why they did it. They ended Woody's story. Woody's story is over now. But now what? Now is he going to run into, like, his own version of The Last of Us? Is he going to get bludgeoned to death by another toy? And then Buzz Lightyear is going to go sailing out for revenge or something? Whoops, spoiler alert. Favorite wrestling video game? First off, Dale Strunk, thanks for the $5 donation. There's your Freddy Krueger clause again. I wasn't much of a gamer for WWE video games, but I did play a number of the SmackDown versus Raw games. I enjoyed 2009, 2010, but I think I stopped playing after WWE 13. I like WWE 12. But if I had to guess, I'd probably say yours, SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. I enjoyed it very much. But once again, Dale, thank you for the $5 donation. If anyone else wants to make some donations, that's up to you. And thank you very much. I appreciate you regardless. Jordan, you're asking, why did I stop doing the 2.5 Men sins? Well, I did it because, oh my God, no. I'll get to that in a moment. But I did this because I tried looking for sins on 2.5 Men. I restarted it in 2020, did a number of the episodes, but no matter what I found, it was just not funny. I couldn't find anything funny to say, and I was constantly stuck asking myself, no, is this good for me? No, it's not. So I don't know. I don't know if I will continue with the 2.5 Men sins, because I think that's the reason why I stopped doing it in the first place. And by the way, this is what I was talking about. The guy I told you who donated around $50 the last time I was on a stream is back. Jesse, he's saying, shall we go for round 2? That's why I was like, oh, God, please, no. Jesse, I appreciate you, man. I love you. But hold off on the spending, please. I guarantee you're just doing this to get my reaction. Yep, you love that reaction. Hold up, man. If you have all this money, I wouldn't say throw all of it toward me. Please, don't do that. Tiny bit if you want to. A couple bucks, but not enough that I would consider, oh my God. Yeah, I love you, Jesse, man. You're awesome. Would I consider growing my hair out again? Hey, it's Leif Erikson Day. Inga Dinga Durgan. I've grown my hair out time and time again. 2017, 2018, 2019, I had an odd hairstyle. But 2021, I was blonde. I've done a lot of crazy hairstyles over the years, but truthfully, what I do with my hair is one day I feel like I want to just do this, keep it as this is, maybe shave it, maybe go blonde again, maybe get a mohawk again, maybe do the half shave and half long hair thing again. But I don't know. Whatever I do, I'll decide to do on my time. But I do appreciate you asking. And happy Leif Erikson Day. Yerga, Hinga, Hing. No, that's not it. Jesse, I swear to God. Why send Ring of Honor pay-per-views? Maybe. I don't know if I don't know if I would probably go to the Ring of Honor full time on pay-per-views. I've not exactly done a full Ring of Honor pay-per-view since. I've done Impact Wrestling at once, I think, for a full pay-per-view, but I don't know. Everything is kind of in the air on that. I'd like to, but it depends on what else I got planned out. Who do I think Bianca will lose her title to? Well, if she wins the Elimination Chamber, Asuka. I think Asuka, especially with what she's got going on right now, should be the one to beat Bianca Belair and have the proper run that she should have gotten back in 2018 when she faced Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. Everything wrong with McDonald's for Branson's, even though I killed him, Branson's did that already. If you want to go check out the Branson's channel, which hasn't operated in years, there's an everything wrong with McDonald's over there. So there you go. Best hairstyle I've done. By the way, for the record, when I said I killed him, I didn't mean I literally killed him. I'm just saying like that was like running gag in 2016 when he made an everything wrong with WWE video, and then I kind of retorted and I fought back on that, and all of a sudden that just ended him for several months. Best hairstyle I've done. Let's see. Short hair, shaved head, long hair, spiked hair, mohawk, half and half, blonde. Now that I think about it, I changed my hairstyle as much as John Cena changes the color of his shirt. So, I'll be honest, I don't have a favorite, but I like the time when I was blonde. Whether it was a shorter hair or longer hair, I don't know. I just liked it because it was cool. All right. Would I choose TNA or AEW? No. I wouldn't choose either. But I don't really watch much of either right now. TNA just hasn't been that exciting lately, and AEW really needs to get their shit together. It's cool that they have someone like MJF telling these compelling stories, but we need every segment involved to have a meaning to it, and there's not a lot that AEW does to do that. Thoughts on Toni Storm? Do I think she should be the AEW Women's Champion again? I'd like to see that, except it would be a proper reign. But Toni Storm, she's a tough one. She's a tough one, honestly. I don't know. I'd have to think on that one more. Where in Australia would I most like to visit? Melbourne. Quite a number of friends of mine live nearby Melbourne, and it looks really cool. If not that, I'd like to see Sydney. Anywhere that doesn't have the big, giant, scary killing spiders, which is everywhere in Australia. All right. I should do everything wrong with horror movies, especially the real bad ones. Well, the only movies I really do lately for sins are the WWE Studio Sins, and I've done a couple of horror films on that. Kane See No Evil. Actually, that's the only one I did. Now, the other horror film I did was Knucklehead, even though that was a comedy, but you get my point. But Jesse, I know you'll behave. I know you're just having fun. We're all having fun here. But as for outside of that, I don't think I'd do other horror films unless they were WWE's films. So won't be entirely out of the question. It would be a certain thing. That's random. Do I like potato chips? You see, that's why I like. This is why I like random questions. Do I like potato chips? Depends on what it is. Depends on what kind you're talking about. Who's my all-time favorite Canadian wrestler? First of all, Nico. I don't know what that is, but like I was mentioning, do not constantly repeat the comments, please. All right, I get that you want to be noticed, but we're live here. Don't make me expose you for being needy. But anyways, my all-time favorite Canadian wrestler is Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho. I was talking about this actually a moment ago. Will there be a female WWE champion? Shockingly enough, maybe. I could very well see a female WWE champion if people start. Here's the thing: those who are complaining online about females not getting the attention they deserve. For this case, it's WWE women deserve better. Bullshit. No, they don't. They are showing exact amount of respect. You just are not satisfied with it because you hate men. That's the fact of the whole matter. All right. Added a couple of extra minutes to their matches. I'll agree with that. They should have more than just 5 minutes per match. They deserve 10, 15 minutes if given the right opportunity. And they already got the matches. And I understand wanting to have their own pay-per-view, but let's be honest, Evolution was one of the worst, not in terms of quality, but in terms of revenue, one of the worst pay-per-views in the business because of the fact that it was such low results, such low revenue as a result of the show. Not many people watched it. And that became a problem. So that's why we haven't done a sequel to Evolution ever since. But I guarantee, even if they got all of that, main events, WrestleMania, their own pay-per-view every single year, more time on TV, I guarantee the people would still not be, they would not be satisfied. And then they would be like, you know what? The women deserve to win the WWE Championship too because they're women. I'm like, first of all, that's not how it works. And second of all, if they want to be, if we do set up a female winning the WWE title, it should not be because people are complaining about it online, but rather because the person involved who wants to become the WWE champion actually deserves it. In this case, it'd probably be like someone like Becky Lynch, the man. She calls herself, I am the man, and I deserve to be, I can't do an Irish accent. I deserve to be WWE champion. And if done correctly, I guarantee she could send things spiraling into a great location for that. And if not her, Rhea Ripley. I could see Rhea Ripley saying like one day, I deserve to be WWE champion because I've been kicking around these men like they're nothing. You know what? I can win their title too. See? That's how you would do it. For the record, it should not be a situation like Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair main events in WrestleMania 37, all because a bunch of idiots on social media were complaining and calling people racist and sexist for not doing it. That's the literal only reason it happened. And I stand by that. But I guarantee there could very well be a female WWE champion. It just has to be done at the right moment. All right, a couple more questions and then we'll sign off. But should WWE bring back the Mae Young Classic? Absolutely. I'd love to see the Mae Young Classic come back because I love those tournaments in 2017 and 2018. It was awesome. Because when I saw all that stuff with the Mae Young Classic, all these new wrestlers, even though some of them we've seen before, these type of tournaments is what allowed us to have a better view of being introduced to new talent. And it was perfect. It was how we got introduced to new female wrestlers. And the same thing with the Cruiserweight Classic. It's how we got to, seeing more of the Cruiserweights. It's how the WWE fans at least, got introduced to people like Johnny Gargano. And hey, things worked out on that end. So I'd love to see another Mae Young Classic. I'd like to see a potential tag team classic. Maybe a return to the Cruiserweight Classic, but just done differently. Or it doesn't have to be like a specific, like it doesn't have to be Cruiserweight or anything. It could be just another male tournament involving people from around the world. We can do this. Hell, WWE is thinking about doing NXT Europe, NXT everywhere else in the world. And this will be fantastic. I like it. All right. Dale Strunk, thank you again for another $2 donation. And he's saying, how would I book Randy Orton's return to WWE? Well, assuming he can come back from his back injury, I would probably say I'd book him to face Matt Riddle. And if these are going to be like his last couple of years, because let's be honest, he's been doing this for over 20. I'd say Randy Orton deserves at least one more heel run as world champion. If a woman should be able to win a men's title, can a man win the women's title? I mean, yeah. After all, it's kind of happened already. Not in WWE, but conveniently, this also happened in Impact. Anybody remember the Knockouts tag team titles? Hell, do you remember Eric Young is one of the longest reigning Knockouts tag team champions of all time? That's actually a fact. Go check it out. So, hey, if a woman can win a men's title, then a man can win a women's title. All right, this will be the second to last. I'll answer one more question after this one. A Royal Rumble feature in WWE, AEW, and Indie Town with the winner earning $500,000 for the charity of their choice. Now that would be something interesting. I don't see WWE going through with it, but AEW and other indie talent, absolutely. I'd see them do that. But in the end, though, everything is scripted. So the winner would be scripted. So in some essence, it wouldn't exactly work in the long run. But I like the curiosity. All right, folks. Before I answer this last question and culminate this live stream, I just want to say one more time, thank you guys very much for being great fans. Thank you very much for joining me and listening to me for over an hour. I know that can get a little boring, but it is what it is. I just want to introduce you to the new me. Then again, I'm just the same guy. I just wear glasses now. And you guys are the best in the world. And once again, hit that join button and become a member, and you'll be featured on the next live stream in the description below. And you will also be featured at the end of every Sins video. So I want to say one more time before I answer the last question. Thank you guys very much for being the best fans in the world. Now, what do we got here? What should I answer last? This one. What wrestlers do I think deserve to be in the WWE Hall of Fame? Batista, The Rock, Umaga. I wonder. Michelle McCool, Mickey James, and literally everybody else. I'm just kidding. John Cena, Randy Orton. Triple H, honestly, in my opinion, deserves a soul induction. I know he was inducted as part of D-Generation X, but he deserves a soul induction as well. So that's where I'm at. But if I had to say right now, I'd hope maybe The Rock or Batista. Because I know for a fact they're both not going into the same class due to their popularity. But folks, that's where I'm at. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in to this live stream. You guys are awesome. Love you guys very much. And, well, the next time you'll see me is going to be talking about SmackDown tomorrow after I'm done watching the next episode of The Last of Us. So maybe a while. SmackDown ends at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. The Last of Us is going to be an hour long. So let's just say 11:15, 11:30 p.m. is probably when I'm going to show up on the stream to talk about what went down on SmackDown. But until then, folks, thank you guys for tuning in. Always remember to think up to... I'm not wearing my hat. Wow. I traded my hat for glasses. Always remember to think optimistically. Be awesome. Be the best fans in the world. I love you guys very much.